Hello friends, this is Driza IAS and you are watching us with Current Affairs Explanation Series with me, Neha Manjri. So what is the topic of the day? The topic of the day is Ramsar sites in India. Let's begin. So in today's topic, we'll be seeing Ramsar Convention on Wetland. Also, we'll be seeing what is the present scenario in India. We'll be seeing a small topic, montrex record, what it is. We'll also be looking into what is the wetland and what are the potential threat to wetland. At the end of the session, I'll be giving you a question that will be a potential question for your mains answer writing practice. So let's begin. So what is Ramsar Convention on Wetland? So see, Ramsar Convention on Wetland is an international treaty. So it is an international treaty in which conservation and sustainable use of wetland is done. This treaty came into existence on 2nd Feb 1971 in the Iranian city Ramsar, which is based on Caspian Sea. But on this date it didn't came into force, but it came into force in 1975. But the date 2nd Feb was so significant that we started celebrating this day as World Wetland Day. So on this World Wetland Day, what we do, we create awareness among our citizens or our people that wetland is very important and it needs to be conserved. Okay. Now, what is ratification and significance? So, we already know that Ramsar Convention on Wetland was signed in 1971, but on that particular time, not every country came and signed the convention. They took time. Okay. Now, see, ratification, when a country comes to the point that they sign the convention, then after that a government becomes so much dedicated to at least define a place or designate a place as a wetland and conserve the ecological character of that. So when a environmental degradation is seen in any ecological site, that can be placed in Ramsar site and that can be used as the site for conservation, okay, for conservation or ecological restoration of that particular site. Now there are some prelims based fact also, like Cobourg Peninsula in Australia was the first Ramsar site in world. UK and Mexico have largest number of Ramsar site. Also the greatest area is conserved under Ramsar site in Bolivia. Now let's move to the next slide and we'll be seeing what is the Ramsar status in India as of now. Now see, this Ramsar Convention on Wetland came in 1975. It came into force in 1971 it was signed, and in 1975 it was adopted. But in India on 1st Feb 1982 we have signed this convention. So after that only we started designating some sites as Ramsar site, in which Chilka Lake of Odisha and Kuladev National Park of Rajasthan were the first Ramsar sites in India. Also, the largest site of Ramsar is in Sundarban in West Bengal. As of now, we have 75 Ramsar sites in India, and this Tamil Nadu is the state which has 14 Ramsar site, and UP has 10 Ramsar site by now. Like, this is the present scenario. Also, we after conserving such 75 Ramsar site, we are actually protecting about 13 lakh and 26,677 hectares of land under Ramsar Convention on the wetland. Okay. Now see, this is the map which shows the Ramsar sites in India, and it is updated map where you can see all the 75 sites of India. So now Tamil Nadu is the state which has the largest, like it has 14 in number, and UP has 10 Ramsar sites. So this can be your potential question. Okay, now next is montrex record. What is montrex record? So montrex record is a list. Actually, it is a list in which those environmental degraded sites or the environmental site that can be degraded in the near future are kept. Okay, so it is a list of those sites that are environmentally degrading. Okay, so and this site may they may degrade due to many reasons, like they can be human activities also, pollution, construction, everything. These can destroy this wetland, these places. And now after being destroyed, these places are kept under montrex record. In India also you can see like Chilka and this Loktak Lake, they are kept in montrex record. So these are like, if they are losing its ecological character, they will be kept in this list, and then we will work on those site, and then we will remove those site from this montrex record. Okay, next. Now see, what are wetland? We already know that wetlands are the area that are like permanently or temporarily they are submerged inside the water. Okay, so this wetland will be of different type: inland wetland, and then marine wetland. Also some wetlands are artificially created. So these will be three types of wetland. And now see, these wetlands are so ecologically important that you can see that they are like regulators. They are climatic change regulators. They are also a place for like hydrological cycles. They are also the places that have maximum number of biodiversity. Also they are the sites that are safeguarding welfare. Okay, also if you are seeing it, the wetlands, the importance of wetland, you can see that 40% of species come to wetlands for breeding. So this become very important, and these are so important that we are saying, we are giving wetland as a designation like nurseries of life. Wetlands are nurseries of life because 40% of species come here and breed. Next is like wetland is also responsible for regulating the amount of carbon dioxide or this greenhouse gases emission. So what they do, they basically clean the environment from pollution. So that is why we call wetland as kidney of the ecosystem also. So these are very important. Next. Now, what are the threats to wetland? So threats to wetland also can be classified into two different ways. Some are like, first one is your human made activities also. The second part is your the natural factors like the geological cycle or the climatic change or the rise in temperature. These are the reasons that can create or that can threaten the wetland. When we come to the human made activities, we can see that these constructions going on, the aquaculture, the agriculture, the overuse of biological resources, these can also threat the wetland, and they can damage the wetland. So what needs to be done as the preventive measure? How can we protect our wetland? So first of all, we can have a regulating body. Those regulating bodies should have some laws and some rules and regulations for particular sites, those wetland sites, and there should be some list of activities that should not be done. Okay, we can also have a monitoring body which will monitor the status of wetland and inform, and we can further we can take action on those things. Okay, we can also have good amount of funding from government so that we can protect our wetland. We can also have all the stakeholders coming together, and we can deliberate on the points of how we can conserve it. Okay, and such like Ramsar Convention on Wetland is an international cooperation. Okay, all the countries which are party to Ramsar Convention on Wetland, they are actually internationally they are cooperating to protect those sites. So we should have such cooperation, such mutual cooperation, so that we can also conserve or we can also add our efforts to protect this wetland, because these are seriously very important places. Okay, so these are the threats to wetland. Now next, here are some terminology that you need to know and you can put in your answer. Like these are your keywords which you can put in your answer. Now see, carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration is the process in which we diminish the amount of carbon dioxide in environment. And how do we do that? We do this with the help of wetland. The plant communities actually they help in sinking down the carbon dioxide, and they pulling back to the soil or rocks. Okay, now migratory bird paradise. migratory bird paradise also we call to wetland, because we have already seen that 40% of species come to wetlands, and they they breed to these places, so these become paradise for migratory birds. Now next is your peatland. Peatlands are actually those wetland which will be created on peaty soils. Okay, now these peaty soils have the capacity to diminish or reduce the carbon dioxide by double the amount of the actual forest. If actual forest diminish carbon dioxide by 2%, these peatland will diminish the carbon dioxide by 4%. So just imagine this, they have more value than forests. So these are very important. You can add this into your answer. Lastly, there is a wish fulfilling lake, and it is in Sikkim, which is called Kecho Palri Lake, and this is called wish fulfilling lake. Okay, so that's all for the session. We have a question like, merely increasing the names of Ramsar site will help help to maintain the status of healthy wetlands. What according to you are the initiative that needs to be taken further? Now see, we are just like, we are having 75 sites, Ramsar sites in India. So just we are adding the thing, we are just putting those names in the list. Will it help the convention? We are we actually doing our part? So just putting the sites as name is not done, is not our duty. We are also bound to restore its ecological character. So you need to write those the initiative that will that will ecologically restore the wetlands. So that is what you have to write. And okay, so that's all for the day. I think that the topic was quite clear to you, and you will write this answer also. In next session, we'll be meeting with some new topic. And for today, thank you very much. Please do watch our channel and subscribe to it. Thank you.